Tonight, I'll make an exception.
KO!
Wiz, I think I need to see a therapist to tell them how awesome that was! Flex tape!
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
What's up, YouTube? 10Ton here, and today we will be discussing the next time on Death Battle between the red and blue teams from Red vs. Blue. But before we get on to that, let us briefly discuss episode 135. Saberwolf vs. John was a fun episode overall. It was nice to see Death Battle discuss these two series again, especially Darkstalkers. Only took him nearly 130 episodes. My prediction went very well. I was right again. I was worried I was overselling John, but it turns out he was even stronger than I listed. John won like I predicted, and I'm satisfied with the results. I liked the animation. It was a bit slow, but it was still enjoyable. I enjoyed how they worked in the fire bats. The episode was the first in a while to use every attack brought up in the analysis. Both fighters had their moments, and the reasons John won made a lot of sense. Them calculating the entire weight of ancient Egypt was a highlight of the episode, and Boomstick's therapist joke actually made me laugh. The ending pun being gallon was rather clever, considering Boomstick's usual tastes, but it was a nice change of pace. This was an enjoyable episode with notable flaws, but it wasn't enough to hurt the episode in my mind. With that being said, let us move on to the next time. The theme of the next episode is being a sellout. They are making another episode this year to promote a product. As you can likely tell by the tone in my voice, I really don't like the fact they're doing this. Don't get me wrong, I like the concept, but it's not an episode I was dying to see the outcome of. Plus, I personally really hate it when Rooster Teeth uses their own characters. It's no secret that I really dislike Ruby, especially the writing. Red vs. Blue is not a show I'm really familiar with, but from what I've seen, it's the better of the two shows, and was at one point good, unlike Ruby, and hopefully Red vs. Blue is still good, but I wouldn't know. Though, that is more than what I can say about Ruby, which is bad. Ruby's bad. Just want to make sure you know that. My bias aside, we have few team death battles, so the concept is welcome, and the animation will likely make this one an episode to remember. The characters themselves seem likable enough, and the whole theme of fighters who actually suck at fighting is giving me Dan vs. Hercule vibes in all the right ways. For this prediction, I'll be comparing the teams directly and giving my thoughts on their chances. The red team will be starting us off. First up is the red team's leader himself, Sarge. Sarge is not the most sensible leader, but he knows his men well, and has managed to keep his group of 5 together for 17 seasons. Sarge has survived landmines, he is decent in hand-to-hand but prefers to use weapons rather than fisticuffs. Sarge, being Boomstick's dad, naturally loves his guns. Sarge has a sniper rifle, though he prefers to fight up close and mainly uses it for scouting. He has a magnum pistol that can shoot through concrete. He has an M45D tactical shotgun and carries 5 rounds that can kill a soldier in one hit. He also has a rocket launcher that can destroy aircrafts. Sarge has also used a Type 1 energy sword and a gravity hammer in the past. Some notable facts about Sarge include that he hates the color blue with a passion, and he is not known to be the best strategist.
You idiots! Let me show you how it's done! No!
Nice demonstration, Sarge.
Shut up.
But thankfully he has his other teammates to give him advice, even if he doesn't want it. Griff is up next. He, out of all the members on his team, is the laziest and arguably the most incompetent person here.
Private Griff, you should be ashamed of yourself! We're brought out of ammo again!
He is scared of bats and gets tired very easily, though he is somewhat of a vehicle expert. Griff also has this weird comedic ability to survive almost anything, like being run over by a tank and being shot by his team multiple times.
Huh, I guess it's the first time my laziness has ever saved my... Protect me, go! You watch it!
Griff's arsenal includes a BR-85N service rifle, a highly accurate 3-round burst rifle that Griff wields with some degree of accuracy. He has a magnum pistol like Sarge, though he rarely uses it. He carries his Griff's shot, which is a 6-shot grenade launcher with a blade that can cut through rocket launchers. Griff also carries a few frag grenades and teleport grenades, which he can use to teleport himself or others. He was once able to revive Sarge, who was shot in the face, by using CPR?
Nani?
Okay then. He knows Spanish, so he can translate for Lopez. He is the best logical thinker on the team, excluding Simmons. He has dodged sniper rounds in the past, and most impressive of all, he once dodged a shot from a plasma rifle, which moves at the speed of light. Up next is Griff's partner in crime, Simmons. Simmons is the best logical thinker on the team, though he does have a bad tendency to crack under pressure. Simmons, on one occasion, changed his highly advanced armor in 4 seconds, which, considering his armor was designed to be taken off over the course of nearly an hour, Simmons would need to be around 90 times faster than the average super soldier to do this. Simmons' weaponry includes a sticky detonator that can fire C4 grenades. I'm noticing a theme with the Reds. Simmons' pride and joy is his M41 surface-to-surface rocket medium anti-vehicle assault weapon. This is Simmons' signature weapon. He is not that informed on how it works, though he is still rather effective with it. His launcher can fire 2 missiles before needing to be reloaded, and the missiles can be programmed to be heat-seeking. His last notable weapon is the Needler. If this alien weapon lands even 1 round on a target, the other rounds will lock on to the first shot and home in on the target. This effect does not stay active if the gun is reloaded. The shots will also detonate in a few seconds after making contact, leaving the enemy with serious internal damage. Simmons has also been seen using 2 of these weapons at once. The 4th member of the team is Donut. Donut is notably competent, though he is somewhat childish and gullible. Though, do not underestimate him. Donut was once shot through the chest and was left to bleed out for nearly a year, and somehow lived. He also has a throwing arm capable of throwing a grenade across half a canyon. The only other bit of notable information I can find on Donut is that he is somewhat of a gay stereotype. That, or he is, at the very least, just extremely flamboyant. Lastly is the robot of the team, Lopez. Lopez speaks Spanish due to an error in his coding, but luckily, Griff can translate. Lopez, being a robot, can survive his head getting shot off multiple times, though it will leave him inactive for a while. Lopez has notably survived being run over by a tank, and was able to survive a 50 megaton bomb. His arsenal is much of the same as the rest of the red team, so I won't bother retreading ground. The red team will also likely have their vehicle, the Puma. The Puma is the red's vehicle of choice and has an AIE 486H heavy machine gun mounted on top of it. That's basically everything I have for the reds, so let's get on to the blues. The leader of the blue team is the Super AI Church. Despite being an amazing AI, Church kind of sucks at fighting, both hand-to-hand and with weapons. He also has a very quick temper, and Caboose has accidentally killed him once before. His weaponry consists of much of what I've already discussed, so let's move on. Next up is the fan favorite Caboose. He is kind of insane, but Caboose in combat is surprisingly effective. His weapon of choice is a rifle, but Caboose really isn't the most reliable with firearms. He is physically stronger and comparable to Agent Texas, though he has little to no combat training and is way too trusting, and he is also apparently colorblind. Considering the name of the show, I bet you can guess what kind of jokes are made at his expense. He is also the most common pilot of the living tank, Sheila. We'll get to her in a minute. Next up is Tucker, the so-called ladies' man of the team. Tucker is lazy, is not very good against highly trained foes, is a bit of a loudmouth, and is prone to getting knocked out. Despite these flaws, he is decently capable. His suit has active camouflage and can turn invisible. He, like Sarge, has a Type 1 energy sword. However, like the Winter Soldier, this sword will only work for him. Tucker also has access to a sticky detonator, a sniper rifle, machine guns, and a collection of other firearms. The last humanoid member of the blue team is Agent Texas. She is a robot like Lopez, and because of this, she has come back from all kinds of hits, though she has been destroyed multiple times in the past. She is likely the most capable person here. She once lifted Sheila, who weighs 66 tons, and was at the top of the freelancer leaderboards for a time. Weapons-wise, she has an assault rifle, a combat knife, plasma grenades, spike grenades, a shotgun, and even a rocket launcher. She also has a motorcycle and was fast enough to keep up with Carolina while she was using her speed unit, which grants her super speed. She seems to have some type of martial martial arts training and can turn herself invisible. Due to her being a robot, she's also not subject to normal human weaknesses like fatigue and pain, which combined with her combat skills can make her a deadly opponent to face. Despite this, Texas still has been taken out multiple times in the past and was once taken out by a simple plasma grenade, though Agent Texas's biggest weakness is that she is based on a humanoid woman that failed her mission. She subconsciously is programmed to fail. Now, she can still win fights and help her team. It is not something that is physical, though it is something rather deep inside Carolina herself. That internal realization that her creator and what she's based on fail, and the fear that she will fail her friends and repeat history. Last up is Sheila the Living Tank. Sheila is, well, a tank. She has exactly what you'd think any tank has. She's extremely durable, and overall has the best firepower compared to the rest of her team. She is sentient and capable of making her own decisions, though from what I've seen she tends to do better with a pilot, and luckily Caboose is there to do that for her. Now, with all that being said, I think this matchup is close, but one factor stood out to me while I was doing the research. The Red Team have stayed together this whole time. Over the course of 17 seasons, this team has stayed together and fought together. Knowing your team and how to synergize with them is half the battle, and in this aspect, the Reds have the Blues beat. Griff and Lopez's ability to come back from almost anything will also make them extremely hard to kill. Sarge, while not as capable as Texas, is no pushover, and Simmons and Donut have traits that are unique to them. And while their vehicle isn't as powerful, they have 5 people with a vehicle, while the blue team has 4 people with a vehicle. Now, not all of the Reds are insanely capable, but neither are the Blues. Church absolutely sucks at fighting, and Caboose, while competent, is an idiot. Tucker, on the other hand, is notably comparable to Texas, but he is still human, and the Reds have the means to put him down. Sheila, while powerful, is a big target, and the Reds have the weaponry to destroy a tank. Texas is the blue team's biggest asset and the red team's biggest threat, but if it comes down to the 5 of them versus Texas, it's over. She might be extremely powerful and deadly, but she's been taken out by less in the past, and the red team has even more powerful weaponry than a plasma grenade. The blue team overall is more competent in their fighting abilities, but one soldier does not win a war, and while Texas does help them a lot, it does not decide this fight. The fight is close, but in this case, I've decided to back the Reds for this episode. Anyway, what do you guys think? Are you rooting for the red team like myself, or are you going for broke with the blue team? You know, there's a political joke in here somewhere, but that's beneath me. So without further ado, this has been 10 Ton. Peace.